Hello everyone, my name is Daniel Beck and we're going to take a look at Excel Vlookups. So if this is your first time or you just want to get a better understanding of Vlookups, you've come to the right place. So let's get started. Alright, I have two sets of data tables that I'm going to be working with. So in this first list, this is going to be, let's say this is our company customer list. This is a list of all the customers we have in our company. On the next list, we have a list of all the customers we've collected an annual membership from, and it's indicated the date we sold it, the customer ID, the name, and the indication on whether they an indication that says paid. But we want to know of our entire customer list, which customers have paid and which ones haven't paid yet. So in this case, we're going to use a VLOOKUP. A VLOOKUP is going to be extremely beneficial in accomplishing this. So to do this, we're going to start typing out VLOOKUP, put a parentheses, and the first thing we're going to put is the value that the unique identifier that we have in this data table that we want to match in this data table. Now it's crucial that you select a value that's a unique identifier. For example, in this example, I'm using a customer ID because there's only one customer ID. However, if I were to select a name, Betty, it's possible that there may be more than one Betty on our customer list as well as customers who paid for it. So that would not be a good value to look up. So in this case, we're going to use the customer ID as this would be a unique identifier. Then we're going to put comma, and now it's asking us to select the table array. Now this is very important. When you come over to select the table in which you want to find this unique identifier, it's important that you start with the column that unique identifier is in. In this case, it would start here, and we would select this table. Now, you wouldn't want to select this as your table because what you're telling Excel is to find this value starting in this column. Excel's not going to find it, and you're not going to get a value returned. So in this example, because we're looking for a customer ID, we want to make sure we start our table array in the column where those customer IDs start. Then we're going to select the entire table, and then we're going to hit comma. And then the next thing is it's going to ask us what in this table do we want to return. Now you're going to put a number here, and basically what it's saying, if you look at this table, right now we have 3 columns selected. 1, 2, 3. It's saying in this column, what would you like to return? If you put a 1, you're going to just return the exact same customer ID if it finds it. 2, you're going to return the name, or 3, you're going to return whatever in this column. In this case, this is the column which we indicate whether they received money or not. So we are going to hit number 3, comma, and then it's going to ask you whether you want an approximate match or an exact match. 99.9% of the time, you're always going to want an exact match. So to keep things simple, we're just going to type in false, and then we're going to close our parentheses and hit enter. Now, you'll notice that it returned an NA, and that's because there is no 91009 in this table. So the formula did what it should do. Now, I'm going to extend this formula to show you an example. Now, if I extend this one found it, 101010. It's in R here, and it showed paid. However, if I look at, for example, Stephanie here, 91017, it did not return it. And the reason is because in the original formula, I didn't lock this table. So what that means is by the time it looks for this value, it's looking for this value, but because the table wasn't locked, the table shifted. So in order to do that, what I need to do is I need to lock this table. And in order to do that, I highlight the range here, G5:, I8, right? G5 to I8. And I'm going to, the fast way to do this is to hit F4. And F4 basically puts these dollar signs in between each one of the letters and numbers, and that locks your table. Now, if I rerun this table, it's going to do it correctly. It's going to find this value in this table, and the table stays locked every time. Now, that's essentially your VLOOKUP, but if you're working with data, you typically, and you're giving this report to someone, you don't really want to give this report with a bunch of NAs. So a way to clean this up is, one, I would probably just first title this column paid, not paid. And then I would do something like this. I would use, now I'm going to use, this is a little bit advanced, so if you're not able to follow, don't worry. I'll create other videos in the future that breaks this down further. But basically, I'm going to use an if formula, and I'm saying if this first VLOOKUP returns a value that is NA, ISNA, parentheses. So what I'm saying, if this formula returns a value that is NA, you're going to hit comma. Then in parentheses, I want you to return a value that says not paid. However, if it runs this formula and the value comes back and it's not is NA, then just run the formula as is. Just run the VLOOKUP formula and return the actual value. So I'll do that, add a comma, hit enter, and now I have a much cleaner version. And if I want to then filter this report, and send this to other people in the company, it's a lot cleaner. And I can just come here simply and say, you know what, I only want to focus on the customers that haven't paid. Here's my list of customers that haven't paid, and I can go ahead and send that to other people in the company. Don't get overwhelmed if you're not familiar with creating tables and filters. I'll create other videos for that as well. If you have any comments specifically for the VLOOKUP, please leave them in the comment section below, and I'll answer it as well. If there was anything that you would like me to create a video on as far as if formulas, ISNA formulas, or tables and filters, also put that in there. I read those, and that will help me prioritize which videos I'm going to make next. Anyways, I hope that was helpful. Of course, if you have any questions, please let me know, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks. Bye.